Hello, my name is Dr. Tracy Stuarty, and today we're going to talk about sex, and more specifically sex in Chinese medicine. Now, one note of caution is that if you are uncomfortable talking about a healthy sex life, then this video may be a little bit difficult because I'm going to be blunt. Having said that, has anyone ever told you you need to get laid? As amusing as it sounds, not having sex or having too much sex can both lead to disease states in the body. Now, from the Chinese medicine perspective, that's one of the sort of the profound things, I guess, is that having a healthy sex life is, part of actually having an overall healthy lifestyle. And for Americans, sometimes that's a little bit, hard to grasp, or it may be difficult to talk about because we aren't necessarily encouraged. Or some patients have told me that no one has ever said, hey, yeah, you really need to talk to your partner about, what do you like, what are you comfortable with, and what type of protection should we use, those sorts of things. So that open line of communication for many people may not be there. So, like I said, from the Chinese medicine perspective, that is often one of the first, things that I will discuss with the patient is the need, with regard to your sexual health, to have that conversation with your partner. The second thing I almost always ask is whether or not you're actually attracted to your partner, because as much as we can offer in terms of treatment for different sexual dysfunctions related to Chinese medicine, one thing we can't do is, kind of magically make someone attracted to their partner. So, moving on from that, if we begin to talk about disease states or different symptoms you may be experiencing, we can now turn to the 5-element theory of Chinese medicine and begin to look at where different symptoms fall. And there are two sort of broad categories patients tend to be classified into with regard to sexual dysfunction in Chinese medicine. And the first lies within this golden triangle here. The liver, spleen, and kidney all work in harmony to allow our bodies to develop, grow, mature sexually, and develop the reproductive capabilities. So if for some reason you are in reproductive years and you are experiencing things like infertility, maybe erectile dysfunction or low sperm count, or possibly slow development of secondary sexual characteristics, or even menstrual irregularities, it's likely that there's an imbalance somewhere between these three organs. So that's the liver, spleen, and the kidney, and their ability to regulate the reproductive cycles. Now, also within this triangle is actual normal aging. So as we get older, we begin to lose our reproductive capacity. Women will go through menopause. Men's testosterone levels will fall and their sperm count will drop. And with regard to Chinese medicine, that's perfectly normal. However, you've probably seen a lot of advertisements on TV for different types of interventions that has started to medicalize aging, and particularly our sexual aging. So I wanted to reassure you that, one, it is normal that we do go through menopause, and that our libido, as a consequence, drops for women, and it will also drop somewhat for men. Now, there are some treatment options available, but again, that conversation between you and your partner and setting realistic expectations for the type of sex you have when you're in your 50s and 60s isn't going to be the same as that you have in your 20s and 30s, and that's okay. Right? You can still achieve a very happy sex life, really no matter what age you are in your relationship. The second major category of sexual dysfunction that we talk about in Chinese medicine has to do with the heart, and that may surprise you from some standpoint, because the heart in Chinese medicine is related to the mind, right? And it has control over our intellect and our sort of higher thinking, if you will. And for some patients, when they come in, they complain about, they just are having difficulty engaging with their partner because they can't silence all the noise from all the other stresses maybe in their life, constantly worried about job or money or different things like that, that prevents them from engaging with their partner. So oftentimes we need to discuss just sort of relaxing the mind and letting your sort of primal or really animalistic mind take over, that just sort of guides you by instinct instead of thinking, you know, is this the right thing, is this the wrong thing, what do I have to do tomorrow that prevents maybe you from achieving an erection or suppresses the libido. Those types of things can appear when the heart becomes disturbed with regard to sex. So whether it is something to do with our reproductive relationship with the liver, the spleen, or the kidney, or maybe our mind just being a little too chaotic, there are a variety of ways to interpret sexual dysfunction from Chinese medicine. And having said that, in summary, we want to talk about that one of the most important things is that you have that conversation with your partner, that you set your expectations, and that both you and your partner know what your preferences are and what you're comfortable with. That is a huge part to having a good, healthy sex life. And then if you would like help and think maybe you fall into one of these categories, we can discuss that further and talk about how Chinese medicine may play a role in your treatment of sexual dysfunction. You can give us a call at 512-937-3667 or send an email to info@doorwaytowellness.org. Thank you.